Best manifestation techniques to get what you want coming up in 1, 2, 3 right now. If you guys have been studying manifestation for like a minute, you'll start to realize that a lot of what is said, it's all kind of the same. They may use some different wording here and there, but essentially it is telling us the very same story of how we are naturally creators. You don't really have to do anything. We're constantly naturally manifesting all the time. That being said, I did want to share with you the best manifestation techniques to get what you want, only because I'm gonna break them down into the most simplest terms that I can to hopefully where they land. And sometimes we bypass the information because it just seems so simple. We're expecting this like really hard process, right? Because we've been taught life is hard. And that means getting the things that we want because the evidence shows us that it's hard for us to manifest the things that we want. So we believe that manifesting has to be hard. But when in fact, it is actually the most natural thing that we do. We're doing it all the time. You don't have to do anything. You are a creator. You are a manifester. You are creating and manifesting all the time. Every moment of every day. So sometimes that takes a little unwinding to understand that it's already happening. So when we think we have to do something, it does require some action, but what I found, for me anyway, is it's more of an undoing. And that's gonna bring me to the first one on the best techniques list is you have to stop worrying. Back to what I said about you being a natural creator and manifester, worrying literally stops all good things from coming to you. So if you're just flowing and moving along, look at a baby. Babies are always my favorite example because they're unconditioned. Just goodness, right? We just naturally want to provide a baby with everything they need. We want to feed them, we want to hold them, we want to love them, we want to look at them. That's the magnetism they have. So even though we're in adult physical suits, we still have that natural creator magnetism, but our worry and our fear, and if you guys have not caught my quarantine weight gain video, you can check it out here. We talk a lot about fear and what that does to the physical vessel, but worrying will stop and block and delay all of your goodness and your manifestations. It literally is a repellent, and it's sad. And I'm gonna tell you, I am an actual, like, not as much anymore, but a total worrier, an over worrier, you know, borderline panic. If you watch some of my other videos, I've had panic attacks that, you know, throw me into a tizzy. It's bad. Not the case anymore because I got that shit under control. Worrying, if you can understand, will stop every good thing that is naturally flowing to you. Stop worrying. Do whatever you need to do to stop worrying. And if you guys want me to make a video on some tools and techniques to help you to stop worrying, let me know in the comments and I will make that for you. But do it now. Stop worrying. No more. Commit. You have to make a conscious choice, an intention not to be a worrier anymore. And like I said, it's prevalent. We teach our next generation how to worry. We worry and then we teach them how to naturally worry. We maybe don't even say it out of our mouth, but if I'm worried about something, that's gonna affect what I say, how I act. They're gonna internalize that and then pass it down. And so we've just been passed down generationally and societally, like, bad shit's happening. You gotta protect yourself. You're in danger. You gotta be worrying. What if you lose all your money? What if you don't lose any weight? What if you never find the man? What if your job never, blah, 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 right? It's just incessant. And it literally is the very worst thing you can do, especially if you're trying to become a conscious manifester, because we are all manifestors. Most people are manifesting unconsciously. And if you're watching this video, I do hope that you're getting on the conscious manifestor train because that's what I'm teaching here. So kudos to you. So no more worrying. No more worrying. And when you catch yourself worrying, like my big two worriers, and if you've watched other videos, you'll know money and my body. big to, those trigger the worry. So it's not actually that money in my body are the problem. I have this like unhealed wounds around my body and money, and then they're just being triggered. And then that brings up the worry. So there's a whole hot mess going on there, but I've been able to heal that. Basically, stop the worry. Stop it. It's just programming. You are a computer program and you need to change the program from worry to the opposite. And that is one trick I will share with you right now. When whatever the worry is, whatever the thought that triggers the worry, flip it. Flip it to the opposite. So for me, I never have enough money. That flipped, the opposite would be, I always have enough money. All my needs are met. I always have more than enough. So just that simple trick, you're gonna have to do it repetitively, especially if you're someone who worries all the time. It's gonna take a lot of practice and a lot of muscle memory, but it will get easier. And like I said, it takes a conscious choice to choose something other than worry, but it does get easier. So best technique for getting what you want is to stop worrying. That's the top, number one. The next one, which is probably my favorite. And if you guys haven't caught my How to Visualize Law of Attraction video from last week, you can catch it here, but we're breaking down visualizing and using your imagination for manifestation. So what you're gonna do is you would get yourself into that reality. So there's a few different ways to get there. There's scripting, there's just your imagination, there's guided imagery. There's different ways to get you there, but essentially you're using your imagination, which is the most creative tool that you have as a human being. You are using that to create a scenario, to create the desired reality that you want to live in. So you're spending time there. You can do this in meditation, time for visualization, but you're creating that. You have to know what that is. How do you want your life to look? How do you want to feel in your body? What are the things that you want to have? Where are the places you want to be and the people you're surrounded by? You have to have an idea of your desired reality, and then what happens is you create it. You create it here in the imagination first. Everything is always created here first. You create it here, and you spend time there as much as possible. Eventually you will get so skilled that you'll be able to move out of your visualization time, and you'll be able to feel embodied with that feeling that you created in your visualization, and you'll be able to move around the 3D world with your energetic field changed and still embodying and resembling what you created from that time. That does come with practice, and essentially that's how you quantum leap into your desired reality. So it's definitely a masterful tool that you can create, but you're spending time in that desired reality all the time. You want to create that spot and you want to stay there all the time. So even when you're having conversations and you're moving throughout your day here, your inner world is that embodied state that you created. I'm not sure why I keep pointing backwards. We visualized back there. So how you're acting in your everyday right now and what you are holding inside is what you created in that state. And that is by far, the best trick that will quantum leap you. If you're on this timeline of your life trajectory and you're jumping over here, what I just told you, that manifestation technique, blends these together so quickly, so fast. Your life will change radically quickly dependent upon the belief that you can achieve what it is that you're manifesting, and how often and how long you embody and live in that desired reality state. Because when you're there, you don't feel like anything's missing. It's already done. It's already here. And then you're a magnet. Of course it has to show up, and it has to show up quickly because of where you're vibrating at, what your energy is. You're a match because it's already happened here. So it has to show up in the physical. It has to, because everything we see in the physical is just an imprint of our energy. So that does lead me to the third best technique for getting what you want. And I actually just did it right before this video to give us kind of like an experiment. So today is September 28th, Tuesday, 2021, and I believe I have 184 subscribers to the channel as of today, as of right now, as of filming this video. And the manifestation technique that I just did right before this video, I'm gonna explain it and tell you what I put in the manifestation, and then we will see the timeline when it actually catches up in the physical, because it happened for me internally today, September 28, 2021. Now, let me explain the technique, and then I will tell you what I did, what I completed in my manifestation today that will be showing up in the physical very, very shortly because it happened internally. And that is the it's done technique. And you may have heard of this manifestation technique. It's very similar to a lot of what we hear in the manifestation law of attraction world. And I'm gonna go over the steps in case you're unfamiliar, but this is a really, really powerful and simple technique. And don't overlook it because it seems so simple. Because if you can get your feelings around it and you can actually shift the internal world, it's a game changer. It's super, super, super powerful. So let me tell you the steps. First, you wanna get yourself in a quiet spot. You just need about 5-10 minutes of uninterrupted time. You're gonna get the body very, very comfortable, however that setup is for you. Close the eyes, 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. And with each exhale, you're gonna relax the body even deeper. And the deep breathing actually does 2 things. It tells the body that we're safe. It's safe to relax, you're not in danger. And then it also invites the subconscious mind to come online. And if you know anything about the subconscious mind, that's where all our automatic behavior is stored. So if you're looking to change anything in your life, you always go to the subconscious. So we're in a relaxed state. The subconscious now has moved to the front. We are comfortable and relaxed. And this is where your visualization or your imagination comes in, and you're going to create in your imagination whatever it is you're desiring to happen. And again, if you haven't checked out my visualization law of attraction video, you guys check it out, because I talk about what specifically to do with your visualization to amplify the effects. And I'll tell you again here, you want to have the end result. You want a scene in your visualization that tells you and shows you that it's done, that it's complete. How will you know that what you wanted to manifest happened? And that's the moment that you're gonna like freeze in time in your visualizations or your imagination. So you're in this relaxed state, you're creating this scene where what you want has happened. And the key here, it's not happening in the future sometime, it's happening right now. Right now as I visualize, it's happening in this moment, right now. Okay, so you create that whole setup and you feel, obviously you should be really, this should invoke some feelings. If you're having something that you really want happen, there should be something happening inside of you. Expert tip, I actually play music, classical music. Right now I am playing the song TikTok from the Interstellar soundtrack. It's a very powerful song. It's about 8 minutes, and just the peaks are incredible, and they go along perfectly with visualizations, and they totally just kind of like add emphasis and magic to the feelings inside. They do for me anyway. So definitely try that if that sounds like it would be interesting for you. So you've got your visualization, you've got the scene happening and it's playing out, and really just flesh it out until it feels really complete. And then when you get there, you're gonna say either internally, I actually say it out loud. So either way, it is done. And there's a completion to it. It's done. It's done, it's done. There is satisfaction and achievement when you say this, but you've built up to that through your imagination. It's not just words you're saying, it is actually born of a feeling inside you like, holy shit, oh my God, it's done. Do you feel the difference between it's done and what I just said? Like you could feel the actual emotion and feeling from me when I said that. So I get giddy, I laugh, and here where I'm gonna share with you what I just walked through that process with was getting monetized on my channel. So currently the 2 requirements is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hour watch time. So I don't know the watch time, but I do know I think I'm at like 184 or 186 subscribers September 28th. So I just did that. I just did the process that I taught you, the it is done process. And when you get up, right, so you finish, it's done, it's done, it's done. It's done. Literally on the energetic realm, it's done. And I would recommend staying there until you feel the completeness. Don't get up if you still feel like there's some wiggle room or possibility or doubt that it might not be done. What you're looking for is kind of that inner confirmation, that inner feeling of actual completeness. Like I was giggling on the floor, like shouting like, oh my God, I did it, it's done, oh my God. Like, because I would just be so excited and proud of myself that like, I worked for this, I envisioned this, and I got to see it actually happen. Like now, right now, it's done. And that, I don't feel a desire for it or wanting it, it's done. And that's the magic of this manifestation technique is it takes away the wanting, it takes away the desire, and we become a match for it being done because I already created its completion on the energetic. If you remember, it has to show up in the physical if I created it on the energetic and I'm locked in. Like there's no, I'm solid, 100, 1000%. I'm monetized on YouTube. I met the requirements and growing. So we hit the monetization requirements and my channel is skyrocketing. That's what's done. I already know that to be energetically, just because my physical world doesn't show that yet. I know that to be done. It is my truth. It's done already. I know that the world will catch up and I know that I'll start to see with my senses it happening, but I've been knowing it. So it's just gonna be like, yeah, of course I'm monetized. Of course my channel is growing. Of course we're at 100,000. Like I know that because I feel that now. That is the power of the it is done technique. So these 3 are the best manifestation techniques to get what you want. If you are on the manifestation path, that's all you need. That's all you need. Stop your worrying. Commit to no worrying. Create your own reality, your desired reality, and stay there as much as possible and embody that energy as you're in the world around you. And then use the it is done technique. You're good as gold, baby. So it's my hope, as with all my videos, you guys, that you find this information helpful and subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss a video. I'm doing twice a week now because monetization, baby. And I've got the podcast out. You can check out the podcast, a bunch of free content there. And if you're looking to be a client, you can go to my website, amityrose.co. I've got a few openings and some offerings there. So